brothers and sisters, how is it going? I'll just wait for a couple of people to jump on the call. So yeah, we'll just see if anyone's actually going to join us live. And I've got a message for everyone. So I will upload this to YouTube. Okay, so this is what someone's just sent me. Oh, Archie Bear, you're so naughty. Come here. Oh, sorry guys, that was Archie causing trouble. Anyway, so I'm making this video because I've just got sent this message from someone, and this is what it says. Careful of that thing, Archie Bear. Hi Jen. When you next do a live, could you address the following question, please? I'm reading your book. I've had it 2 weeks and I've still not made it past the halfway mark. Normally, I plough through a book and then go back over sections. This time, I read a few pages, then I'm absolutely exhausted and end up falling asleep. I'm having massive shifts, recognitions and signs. So doing the work, is there a reason for this? I'm sure I'm not the only one. My intuition is saying it's because it's working deeply for me. I'd love to hear what you have to say and see what others are experiencing, as I've read it envy. Joking. I do accept we all process differently. Thank you again for your amazing work. So what I've noticed from all the feedback that I've got from the book is that this isn't a normal book. This isn't like a 3D kind of sort of like linear story. It's coming from the 0 point field. And so the creation of the book is like being born from like a spiral. And so what that means is that I'm not going to just speak about Kundalini energy in one chapter and then that's it. So I'm always going to be speaking about Kundalini energy. I'm always going to be speaking about the Hieros Gamos. I'm always going to be reminding us about spiritual practice. This book is coming from a completely and utterly non-third dimensional, non-linear way. And no one's used to that. And so I think what it's doing, it's glitching people's consciousness. They're like, what? I'm used to having information in this kind of like way where there's a clear beginning, middle and end. But it doesn't work like that. The beginning, middle and end is in the first chapter. The beginning is in the last line of the last word in the book. That's the beginning of the story. Do you know what I mean? It does not adhere to the normal rules of readership and book publication. So also, like, you know, I don't give a shit about other people's approval, particularly from the publishing world, and particularly from anyone that is like locked into 3D consciousness. I honestly couldn't give a flying F about their opinion. And so because of that, I don't have a filter. Normally when people write books, they're always like, oh, they're trying to fit within the, you know, not draw out of the lines. I don't care about drawing out of the lines. I'm just going to speak my heart. This is a brand new, unique offering, never been done before. And it's purely my heart, my unfiltered heart, my unfiltered, childlike and spiritual elder heart. And that is what I am expressing to you all, without any filter of it should look a certain way, or I hope that it's approved of by that person or that person. There's none of that. And so it's going directly to the heart. And that's very, very rare in the publishing world to have an offering like that. Because so many people are looking and needing other people's approval, whereas this book doesn't give a shit about anyone's approval, because it's a sacred offering from the heart. You either resonate with it or you don't resonate with it. Like, that's what it is. So with regards to like this beautiful sister Sophie that has written to me, you know, I've had this loads from people from the book that have read the book, that they're getting very, very, very powerful ascension symptoms. And that is because the book is a very, very pure transmission. It's a sacred transmission from my heart. And my heart, your heart, Archie's heart, everyone's heart is the most sacred phenomena in creation. Our heart is the most sacred phenomena in creation. And the third dimension seeks to kind of like beat it out of us, the momentum to listen to and follow the guidance of the heart. And so but not me. Like I'm all about the heart consciousness, and so people's bodies aren't used to getting that level of transmission, like such purity. And it's like rain. It's like higher dimensional rain. It's just like pouring on you, and it's cleansing all of those old programs and beliefs that are not supporting you anymore, that have kept you and your family lineage entrapped in the third dimension. The book is kind of like getting underneath, and it's like disentangling you from all the third dimensional programming, and it is realigning you back to your heart consciousness. So the download I got from my spirit team was that, you know, it's like the third dimension has done a real number on God's beautiful children that we are. And we are all born with this flame of divinity, but the third dimensional program is like, really the agenda is to put out that flame of divinity. And for the most part, the deep state has done a bloody good job. Do you know what I mean? They've done a really good job. But what's left is a spark, just like literally like a little spark. And it's like this book has come along and it's just like fanning the flames of that spark to make it activate again. And so everyone's writing to me saying, oh my God, Jen, I feel like Christmas. I feel like a child again. I feel like I know everything's going to be okay. I'm brought back to that heavenly vibration within myself, whereby I know that everything is in God's hands. You know, so people are having a direct experience of their divinity being reawakened as it was when they were a child. That's a lot of the feedback is that. So so why is she falling asleep? Well, she's processing, so she's clearing out those programs, and then she's integrating new programs, and that is what is causing the exhaustion, because these programs, they live on the unconscious level, you know. And so in order for them to be totally cleaned, it's a right old mission. Like, it really is a right old mission, and it's exhausting. And so your body then has to release, it has to purge, and then it has to integrate. And then it has to then integrate the new codes, and it's like the new DNA strands come back online. And that's a lot about what this work is about. It's about reactivating all those DNA strands. And I talk about this a lot in my book. So what my guide showed me was that our DNA, Mother, Father, God created our DNA as a roadmap to our divinity. So everything, when our DNA was in its 12-strand formation, it was like a perfect roadmap home to our divinity. And so that was via our consciousness, via our remembrances, via all of the codes that are stored within our DNA. However, at the time of Atlantis, our DNA was allowed to be tampered with, and it was scrambled basically, and it went out of the 12-strand diamond pattern into a 2-strand with a so-called 10-strand junk DNA. No, so God doesn't create junk. And so with that, it destroyed that roadmap home to our divinity, and it caused great confusion and forgetfulness within Mother, Father, God's children. So the book is all about, this book is deeply tied into the prophecy of Lemuria. Because at the time of Lemuria, we were elders. We were like 6-dimensional elders. We weren't 3D forgetful beings. We were 6-dimensional elders. And we knew implicitly about the passages of time. And we knew exactly what the cataclysms that the earth was going to go to. We knew exactly what was going to happen at Atlantis with the fall of Atlantis. We knew that. And so we had to create templates and blueprints at the time of Lemuria, which we could claim and activate at this time. And this book is part of that. It's an ascension manual. You could call it a Lemurian ascension manual, because what it is basically encouraging us to remember our divinity. And as we remember our divinity, it is activating the reformation of our 12-strand DNA patterning, which is the roadmap home to the remembrance of our divinity. It's a very, 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 very powerful book, and I know that it's going to be read by many, many, many people all around the world, because it has codes and frequencies that are necessary for the next stage of Earth's ascension. So yeah, it's been a really interesting journey bringing through this book, and you know, having to sort of like interface with 3D publishing world, like whatever, Trevor, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. Do your books activate DNA? Do your books reform the 10 strand junk DNA back into their diamond formation? No, I didn't think so. So just like back off, stay in your lane. You do your 3D books, I'll do my 5D books. Do you know what I mean? So it's been a really, really interesting journey, but I hope that offers some context as to why people are experiencing such intense ascension symptoms and transformations while reading the book. I mean, it's an alchemical indulgence, if you like. So, you know, when you read the book, you are literally, it's like you're dipping your third dimensional vessel into a pot of crystal gold energy again, and you're basically bringing back all of those codes of your own Christed self. That they're coming from an offline state, as in the 10 junk strands of DNA, back to an online state, which is the 12 strand diamond DNA formation. It's all in the book, brothers and sisters. It will explain everything to you about the nature of reality, about the role of twin flames, about your personal ascension, about why you have signed up. Because everyone that's found me, it is a twin flame. I was gonna say it as it is. You know, I'm not a very well known person, but people that find me is because their soul is activated to awaken to their twin flame. So the book is a very, very powerful instruction manual for twin flames, in terms of how to attract your twin flame and everything that you need to do to prepare vibrationally for that union. Bearing in mind that we've not really signed up for this 3D 80-year contract. We've signed up for this 2,000-year contract. Yeah, we are in the process of transforming from carbon to crystalline, and we are completely and utterly like removing ourselves from the defunct aging program. And that's what this is all about. It's about really, really claiming our dignity and our sovereignty and our divinity again, which has been, they've tried to steal it. The deep state has tried to steal it. And this book is all about a reclamation of that. It's so freaking powerful, guys. And I know that loads of you, if you haven't bought it yet, just treat yourself and read it. So that's the message. Hey, I'll read you some feedback I just got sent. Dearest Jen, my fellow beautiful Lady Libra soul sister, wow, do you know how many books I've bought from masters, enlightened teachers, and they are still sitting on my shelf unopened with no desire to read? I was captivated and hooked from the prologue and couldn't stop reading until I finished it. These excerpts were confirmation of what I know in my heart to be unequivocally true. It beautifully framed my life experiences that I didn't realise were tied to twin flames until I started reading your book. With your book, I truly believe I connected with my twin flame in the etheric realm. I am an awakened goddess, and I am here to wake the men up to their divinity and show them the way back to Mother, Father, God. I am a healer and my greatest honour is to humbly serve my Mother, Father, God, Gaia, her kingdoms, and the Christed light realm. Jen, I was absolutely pushed to work with you at this time in my life. You are like a soothing balm for my soul. My love for you and your work is infinite, and my greatest honour is to support you, my sister. This book eloquently confirmed everything in my soul I know to be true. All the answers are coming from within, and the moment we let go and let God, that is when the true magic and awakening happens. What a magnificent read. I cannot wait to finish this book and do the exercises that accompany it. Every time I work with you, Jen, I am so blown away at how deeply you affect me. I can't wait to have my one-to-one with you, and I'm so excited to do the next transmission with you. Love, Diane. So there we go. That's just a bit of feedback. I mean, the feedback is just phenomenal, guys. It's really, really amazing. So yeah, I'll post the link to get the book, but in the comment section of this video. But just type in Twin Flames and the event into Amazon in your country. Like, it's not even worth me putting up the UK link, because if you're in Australia, you can't use that link. You've got to type in Twin Flames and the event, Jen McCarthy. And that's it. And so that's my message, guys. I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and Oh yeah, and just to let everyone know that the 3-3 transmission is going to be very, very powerful. And I've had loads and loads of requests from people to work with the abundance codes. So I pulled out this old diary when I first had my ascension, and I was bringing through so many downloads, and I basically was brought to this old activation that I brought through. But it's a ridiculously powerful abundance activation that I did that really, really transformed my relationship with self-worth and abundance. And I get so many messages from people all the time saying, Jen, please can we work with abundance? We need to activate our abundance codes. So the intention of the 3-3 transmission is a full activation of our abundance codes. Also, we're going to be like doing a big kind of like work to stabilize in 5D. Like the Arcturians that I work with, they're like, we really, really need to get people fully stabilized now. It's so essential for the next stage of our planet's evolution that as many people are truly stabilized in 5th dimensional consciousness and above. So that's also going to be the intention. Also, the intention is to hold the vision of the new earth, where we have completely and utterly eradicated this dystopian society that the deep state is trying to impose on us, and we are using the power of our God-given almighty attention and intention to call in the world that we want to see for ourselves and our children and all the future generations. So this is a really big call. If you want to have like a massive shift of your abundance, please come and be part of the abundance ceremony. And so it's going to take place at 9:09 on the 3rd of March. And it's just, I always happen to do transmissions around very, very auspicious political dates as well. And so we're also going to be working with the energy of the 4th of March, where there's we might have this, hopefully we might have this inauguration. We don't know, but there's definitely something going on with the 4th of March, with the 17th leader. Let's call him the leader. So anyway, that's my message, guys. So I'll post all the links to book onto the 3-3, and I'll post the links to get the book, and and the workbook's going to be out. I've had loads of messages about the workbook, and I'm finally going to be doing that. I need to just print that out just to get do like a mock-up version to see if everything's all right, and then as soon as that, I'm going to get the green light to that, and then the workbook's going to be good to go. And so the workbook goes along with the book, and it's like, it's a way of directly having experience of an upgrade. It's like you're reading it and it is affecting you alchemically, but then we're going to take it to the next level to accelerate that process of transformation within you. So that's my message, brothers and sisters, and thank you all so much for being part of this beautiful journey with me. I'd love to have a comment. I mean, I've got 6 people on Instagram. That's pretty dire, but I mean, it's not dire because you're beautiful, but usually, it's a shame that no, why does anyone watch me on Instagram? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, guys, on YouTube, everyone says to me, what's my Instagram? It's twinflamejen1111. So if you type into Instagram twinflamejen1111, I will come up and you can watch these lives on Instagram, because they have seriously shadow thingy in me at the moment. And I am a little bit on the gagged side, but at least I've got my book. Everyone's reading my book, so I'm not really that gagged. Anyway, guys, that's my message. Thank you for saying hello, RGOEDE6. How are you meant to say that? Regoed E6. I love you too. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. And so I'll get this up on YouTube, guys. Namaste.